It's like I'm falling in slow motion, slow motion, like I'm falling in slow motion, slow motion, like I'm falling.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday and welcome to episode 1 of Project Comeback. Alright, so I'm going to start this intro explanation into Project Comeback with the one line of, as adults, we are very time poor people. So essentially, we go to work, we get a bunch of workload, responsibility, stress thrown upon us, our personal life, our friends, our family, they all require our time. And because we are so time poor and we can't achieve everything we want to achieve in a day, we work off a list of priorities. And normally, our health and fitness and mental well-being is pretty low on that list, just because if we don't get that done on the list, there's no one that's going to be coming, knocking on the door, asking for it. You're going to be able to still put food on the table, you're still going to be able to live, essentially. So unfortunately, I feel like when our lives get busy, our health and fitness it gets put on the non-essential, low priority spot on the list. So I've been thinking, and with everything that's going on in the world lately, obviously everything is so just devastating and sad. And I mean, you only have to have the news on for about 2 seconds before you just feel overwhelmed with negative emotions. But I think it's important to remember in a time like this that to an extent, there's nothing that we can do. Obviously we can sanitize our hands, we can listen to all of the guidelines, we can keep our distancing, look after our own immune system, all that kind of stuff. But essentially it's not like a bad habit where you can just decide yourself to stop doing it. Like that element, it's completely out of our control. And secondly, I think it's really important to remember that the next couple of weeks or months or however long this lasts, that time is still going to go by regardless of what you do right now. So because of that, I feel like it's super important to try and remain positive and happy and use this time towards something good as much as you can. And I know that's easier said than done, but I think it's really important for us to start trying to use this time to our advantage. I mean, going back to the whole time poor thing, when do we ever have the opportunity to take however much time this is off work, like remove all social responsibilities because we're now in our home, and essentially we just have this abundance of time that we've never had before to put towards something that may be a hobby, or it might be yourself, your health and fitness, a side hustle, something that you've always wanted to do but it's never been able to fit on your huge list before. So essentially, all of that taken into account, my plan for this next quarantine period is to do a project comeback. So essentially, I'm someone that's super into my health and fitness. I always have been. I love the whole holistic lifestyle. However, I picked up a corporate job in the city, which is an hour and a half away from my home, about almost a year, maybe like 9 months ago. And particularly the last 6 months have just been work's been crazy for me. And exactly like I said before, the first thing to slip was my health and fitness. So I'm nowhere near as fit or as healthy as I used to be. And so essentially I want to use this time to my advantage, and I'm off work now for 8 weeks. And for this 8 weeks, my plan is to do a project comeback and essentially jump back on the bandwagon and see what I can really achieve when myself is my first priority and my only priority. So yeah, that's the plan. So project comeback, what's it going to include? So I have 5 rules that I'm going to be following. For me personally, they will have the biggest effect on me. And I feel like most people will be in that category. So rule number 1 is going to be that I'll be exercising 6 days a week from home, obviously. And then the 7th day of the week will be an active rest day. So it might be going for a walk, stretching, a little bit of yoga, yeah, that kind of thing. Or cleaning. Has anyone else noticed how strenuous cleaning is. I vacuumed the whole house yesterday and it took me like 5 hours. That was also cleaning and dusting. Anyway, not important. So moving on. Rule number 2 will be I won't be consuming any alcohol. The only exception to this rule is I'm still going to be cooking with red wine here and there. Just because for me personally, alcohol isn't the problem for my health and fitness. It's the fact that when you're drunk, you make bad decisions. Like you go through Macca's, you eat way too much food that you know you shouldn't be eating, that kind of thing. And then also the hangovers afterwards, because essentially you have one really good night. I am not against drinking. Drinking is a great time, but you literally lose the rest of the day. And now I'm a little bit older, you lose the next half of the next day. It's insane. So obviously you're not going to want to train if you're hungover, and you're not going to be eating the best when you're drunk and when you're hungover, because you ain't going to want to cook and you ain't going to want no fruit. So that is rule number 2. Rule number 3 is I'm not going to be having any junk food. There you go, mind blown just then. So basically anything that I want the naughty version, I'm going to swap it over for a nice version. So for example, instead of ice cream, I'll have banana nice cream. I think that's how you say it, but you get my drift. Yeah. Rule number 4 is I'm going to be doing some daily gratitude every single day. This is something I've been wanting to get into for a while, but I feel like now with everything going on, it's even more important to sit down every morning and write out what you are grateful in life, because no matter how bad the situation is for you right now, there's still something to be happy about. Like you may still have a house, you have food on the table, you have your health, even like in worst case, you're still alive. Like there's always something to be grateful for. And I think especially in the current climate, with constantly being told all these negatives and like your normal routine, your normal life just being thrown out the window, it's important to remember that there are still things to be happy about. There are still things to be positive about. And in turn, being like that, first of all, it's going to be a great time if you're a lot more happy, but it's also going to benefit your immune system as well, because it's been proven that if you're a happy and positive person, you're less likely to go into depression and you're less likely to get sick, within reason, obviously, but any kind of 1% amount is going to be worth it. All right, so my last rule, rule number 5, is I'm going to be aiming for 7 to 8 hours sleep every single night. I'm normally pretty good with this. The only exception is if I'm on my phone for too long, right before bed, or if I eat certain foods before bed. I don't know why, cheese keeps me up. Don't know what's up with that. But yeah, just little things like that. And then obviously using a lot of lavender, having a hot shower before bed, all those kind of tips and tricks to make sure that I'm definitely still sleeping right. Because yeah, I want to be getting up early. I want to try and keep a normal routine as much as possible. Because going along with the whole project comeback, I ain't going to feel like doing anything if I just wake up, sleep in, wake up, stay in my pajamas all day. So as much as possible, I'm going to try and sleep, stay on top of it, stay happy, kick my goals. So that's basically an overview of Project Comeback. My plan is to go over each of those steps in a different episode. And then later on, if you guys want anything in particular, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing my own thing, doing kind of, yeah, this is kind of like a journey for me. And I thought maybe this video might motivate you guys as well, just to get back into it and yeah, to use this time to our advantage. But yeah, so this episode is going to be focused on the foods that I'm eating. I feel like foods is something I'm pretty good with. My diet always stays pretty consistent just because I always grew up that way and I like eating healthy foods. It's more going to be the fitness, which is probably going to get hard because I'm very weak right now. But yeah, so I'm going to stop talking here because I've been talking for a long time, and I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to pick up everything I need. Then I'll go over with you guys what I would buy when I'm trying to be super mindful about being healthy. And then at the end of the video, I will also have a before video, just kind of showing you where my physique's at. For me, it's more my mindset, my mood, my sleep patterns. That's why I exercise. But of course, I mean, who doesn't like to get super fit and toned? So yeah, so this will be kind of like an accountability, look back, see how far I've come. So I'll be doing them weekly as well. But yeah, all right, that's enough talking from me. Time to head to the grocery store. So I'll see you soon.
What if I left and it made no sense? And you tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. What if I left and it made no sense? And you tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. Alright, I'm ready now, I ain't gonna fall back.
And it wouldn't be a shopping trip with Amy if I didn't get it planned.
Take it on, all I ever ask, are you gonna be my lover tonight? I'll take it with me. What if I left and it made no sense? And you tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. What if I left and it made no sense? And you tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. What if I left and it made no sense? And you tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind.
Alrighty, so we're back from the shops now. This isn't everything I bought. I did pull some things out of the fridge and the pantry just because it did a top-up shop and it didn't make a lot of sense to only show you the top-ups. So the only thing missing from here is my superfoods and my proteins, spices, herbs, that kind of jazz. But these are the whole foods that I would buy if I'm going to Woolworths. So this is pretty standard for me. The only thing that really changes on here is the veggies, which will change depending on what I'm meal prepping or cooking that week. Yeah, before I go any further, I feel like it's important to address the way that I eat. So 80% of the time I'm vegetarian. However, I do try and eat vegan meals wherever possible, and I do still eat seafood upon occasion. I'm also lactose intolerant, sorta. I can eat cheese. I don't understand. I can't eat any dairy except cheese. But I mean, I'm not complaining because in my opinion, cheese is the best dairy option there is. I was gonna go into what I bought and my tips and tricks on what you should be buying and alternatives when you're doing a project comeback, jump back on the wagon. But I'm starting to get really mindful that this vlog is getting super duper long and I feel like this could be a separate video in itself. So instead, I'm going to show you my stuffed mushrooms recipe just because I feel like everyone knows how to eat super healthy and like have some rice and some veggies and some chicken breasts. Like it's real standard. This is what you eat if you want to get shredded. But what I want to show you in this video and also in my future videos is that you don't have to be unhappy and eat crap food to reach your goals as long as you're being mindful. Like yeah, if you eat a liter of ice cream every single night, I mean, no shame, but if you do, you're not going to reach your goals. But if you have a little bit of ice cream here and there, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I was saying before with drinking, if you're drinking here and there or once a week or whatever it is, like that's fine. It's if you're drinking in excess every single night, then yeah, you're not gonna get fit and you're probably gonna be pretty hungover all the time. So it's all about moderation. So I'm going to be cooking stuffed mushrooms, which is gonna have red wine in the actual mixture that goes inside the mushrooms. And then it's gonna have sweet potato and some veggies on the side. But yeah, hope you enjoy them.
Hope you never hear this. You probably couldn't deal with it. Hope your family's still doing great. I miss them every Sunday. Friends probably hate me. Wish you never met me. Fuck a happy ending. Since you left, it's 1, 2, 3. Now he's coming in close to me. I can't sleep, cause he's where you're supposed to be. And he's getting all the songs you used to get. He's getting all the words inside of my head. that you got 'em. Everyone says that you're better off. No, you don't believe 'em. Staying at the bar till 2, then you stumble home all alone. While I check my phone, 'cause since you left us 1, 2, 3, now he's coming in close to me. I can't sleep 'cause he's where you're supposed to be. And he's getting all the songs you used to get. He's getting all the words inside of my head. He's sleeping on your side of the bed, but it's still your side. Now I'm up all night. I got me someone else instead. He's taking your side of the bed. I got me someone else instead. He's taking your side of the bed. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't sleep. He's getting all the songs you used to get. He's getting all the words inside of my head. He's sleeping on your side of the bed, but it's still your side. Now I'm up all night. I got me someone else instead. He's taking your side of the bed. I got me someone else instead. He's taking your side of the bed. He's taking your side of the side. I got me someone else instead. He's taking your side of the bed. Your side of the bed. I got me someone else instead. He's taking your side of the bed.
Alrighty, so I just want to start this video off with the absolute biggest disclaimer. I'm not doing this because I think I'm fat, because I hate my body or hate myself in any way. I love myself. I'm always confident within myself, even when I'm a little bit less toned like I am right now. So this before video is just to act as a reminder, because I feel like as you get more healthy, everything changes and you forget where you used to be. So and that's why before videos are so important, because they show you exactly what you used to look like back when you first started. So as you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with my current figure. I am very untoned and a little bit, I hate the word, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm a little bit skinny fat in this video. There's not too much definition. When I don't train, I don't really put on weight. I just lose my muscle, and yeah, I get a little bit weak looking, I guess you could say. So over this challenge, that's kind of what I want to work on. So at the moment, there's just a fair amount of bloating going on in my stomach for me. My bum is pretty flat, and I also have a lot of cellulite down my thighs. But like I said, it's all to be worked on. And that's the whole point of a challenge like this, just to have fun, make yourself proud, see what you can achieve, and remember to always love yourself no matter what. Alrighty, so I'm going to wrap up this video now. If you liked and got some value out of it, can you please give it a like, subscribe, because it'll definitely support my channel, and I look forward to bringing you episode 2 of Project Comeback really soon. Alright, bye!